But hey, this is game 3, right? Yeah, this is 1-1 right now. Shase versus Genecide, Protoss versus Protoss, and once again we're on Lost Temple. Sorry for anyone that didn't make it into the game. As I said before, the players are boss. So Gridlock telling us that Genecide needs to try something totally different now, once again, to throw off his opponent, and I'm with you there 100%. I think that previous map just proved that people can win against someone like Shase if they do something a bit more interesting, and if Shase isn't in fact playing like a retard in the game.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. I mean, from my point of view, as I would see it, I think Shase might be expecting the same thing again. So he might go a bit slow with his buildings and put in a couple more units. And something like that can be, it can be hugely advantageous for someone like Genecide, where he can do something different, and he's got that leeway where he can do that something different.
Yeah, so maybe, as you say now, maybe Shase will sort of slow down on the tech and bulk up on the army, and while at the same time Genecide may do the exact opposite, so that'll just make it that much more interesting for us. Okay, so once again we have the spawns in the exact same places, so I think that's probably why we both subconsciously didn't mention them. But Shase spawning at the top of the map on Lost Temple, Genecide all the way at the bottom. So Fluke got dropped there. Battle.net definitely not working with us today, so Battle.net not catering for PolarfluKe 10-10-10 and all its avid fans. Here comes Genecide's probe. These early game probes in your base, they are so irritating, such a hindrance. And I gotta say, Genecide, one of the players that I'm very impressed with at the moment, because he's actually really able to control a few things at the same time. He keeps his macro up and running while he micros this probe around here, and I really like the interesting use of the proxy pylons. He's maybe going to even do it again. Let's just see what he decides to do. So do you think it would be wise of Shase to try cap that Vespian Geyser in his opponent's base again?
I don't think so. That's something that Shase always has said to me is very stupid to do. I mean, it wastes your own minerals. But I mean, that Vespian, that assimilator you had there lasted the entire game.
Yeah, and I suppose it was just lucky that Genecide was going for a slightly more standard, less gas-heavy build in that game. So that obviously worked in his favor as well. But yeah, it's also never good doing the same thing over and over. I mean, your opponent is going to expect it.
Yeah, now I mean, here's what I was talking about earlier with going with more army heavy. Shase has immediately put out a zealot, which has forced that probe out of there now.
Yeah, and he wants to keep that base clean. With when you're playing against Protoss, as any race, it's always really important to watch your base, watch those little nooks and crannies, and make sure that the Protoss didn't throw up a proxy pylon there. Because if you have a look at Shase's view right now, he's actually got a little piece of unexplored area all the way at the bottom of his base. There could well be a proxy pylon up there. He doesn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shase also just used the chrono boost on that stalker to get it out.
Not taking any chances. Yeah, and I gotta say I do like that, but at the same time, here you go, Shase working slightly against the grain of what we were expecting. He's getting a robotics facility already. But if you look at the build orders right now, this is actually exactly what we saw in the first game, where Genecide is getting his gateways out a lot sooner and Shase going straight for the tech. Bit of a skirmish going down at the bottom of the bottom of Zelnaga Tower here. Zealot versus Zealot. And there comes Stalker versus Stalker, and there comes a Zealot as backup, so Shase actually having to pull out now.
Yeah, I don't think that probe is going to be able to take on the Zealot.
not one-on-one, no.
His particle beam upgrade is still on 0.
Indeed it is, yeah, that's not the kind of fight we want to see. But interestingly enough, Shase got his observer out immediately. A good choice if you ask me. He's going to be able to keep an eye on what Genecide is doing. Yeah, I think... Sorry, yeah, what were you going to say?
He's going to be able to spot that early expansion that Genecide has done just natural as well.
I actually expect Genecide to try put a bit of pressure on soon, because that just seems to be the way he plays. He likes putting that proxy pylon down as early as he can, and he likes putting that pressure on his opponent, so let's see if he decides to do that soon.
See, the problem I have with Genecide's build at the moment is he doesn't have a proxy pylon anywhere near Shase's base. While Chase's second gateway is only just turned into a warp gate, Genecide is sitting with 4 at his base. Sorry, 3 at his base.
Yeah, no, so what you're saying is it would have definitely benefited Genecide to try put a bit of early pressure on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here comes that observer from Chase. He's going to have a nice look around. I'm switching to Chase's view right now. He's checking everything that's going on. He sees the 4 gateways. That 4th gateway actually going up right now. And he sees that robotics facility. So if we look at the population now, because I know everyone is actually listening to this game, there are no observers in it, sadly. Chase is sitting on 49 out of 50, and Genecide only 43 out of 50. And the biggest difference there is the fact that Chase actually has an Immortal out already.
Chase has also seen that early expansion now.
And this is exactly where Chase's experience will pay off. He's going to time his push perfectly, and he's going to push in there, make that expansion, that nexus, those 400 minerals, 100% of a waste, because he's going to push in there, probably take it down, because he will have superior numbers, as Genecide had to waste those minerals on that expansion. So very interesting play, and I'm not sure if that expansion was the best idea by Genecide.
Yeah, well, what's happened now, Chase has seen that expansion, he's seen the units that he has at his base, and he figures he can take him out.
And there comes the proxy pylon. That means Chase is serious about this push, and he's definitely going to make himself known here. Ooh. So I want to say those are some preemptive force fields by Genecide. He's wasted
good move by Genecide. I think it's a good move personally. He's going to be able to get some more units in from the warp gates.
Okay, so he's delaying him so that he can get a bit more out for himself. But at the same time, Chase has that proxy pylon up right there. He doesn't know that, but yeah. Here we go. Chase making his move again. Okay, so the Immortal is in range, doing nice damage, but ooh, wow, Genecide being very, very quick with his focus fire there with those Stalkers. 1 sentry down, 2 sentries down. All Chase's sentries are going down right now. One of them left on 3 HP. It doesn't go down. Why is he not focusing it down? Chase taking down everything that Valprax has right now. Genecide losing a lot there, and I think it's mainly because he didn't take down that last sentry. The shield doing a good job there at keeping Chase's units up.
Yeah, the shield did a fantastic job. Also, I don't know if you saw, Chase had his Immortal right in the front, and it tanked a lot of the Stalker damage.
Indeed. Genecide pulling a lot of his probes off the line now, but Chase got a lot of Zealots in there, taking down all those probes. Ouch, not looking great for Genecide. Wow, so there you go. Chase now managed to push Genecide back into his base with this little meat wall of Zealots there. Chase warping in a lot more Zealots, keeping the reinforcements coming. Back in his own base, he throws up his own Nexus, and he takes down Genecide, so that's a win-win for Chase. But there's
Blink research on Genecide Stalkers.
That's something we missed. I actually might have seen that coming up, but I just didn't mention it. But ooh, Blink is definitely going to help Genecide out here. Chase pulling back now, but he has done the damage, so there's no need to stick around.
Chase has that observer up on the cliff, so he's going to be able to see all of those Stalkers. But what Chase is doing now, he's just hassling him. He's taken down his expansion and his natural.
Yeah,
and Chase is moving into his main.
Chase's expansion also going up for himself now. He's going to populate that fully in just a couple of seconds. And now he's just running around Genecide's main, being incredibly menacing. Okay, and Chase pulling a bullhorn tactic here, coming in from both sides. Got a couple of Stalkers stuck up in there, and he's focusing down these probes and the Stalkers that Genecide have left. Well played by Chase here, really well played. I gotta say, I think it's always a mark of an impressive player if they can keep the reinforcements coming while they're busy microing their units around their opponent's base, keeping the fight going, keeping the units coming. GG from Genecide.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was great play by Chase. He was able to see what his opponent was doing, what the kind of unit composition he had, and then sent in his units because he knew he could take it.
Incredibly well played, and a great game for us to watch.